All right, sweet Paulie MacKinnon. Once again, you have arrived, but Karen set us up good here. The pork butt off to our left.
Smells fantastic.
It does. It's 19.34 pounds of pork butt awesomeness. And evidently, I should have started it even earlier this morning. But usually, in the past, it seems like pork butts end up a lot quicker for us.
Oh, okay.
Anyway, she's left. She said it was like at 185 or so. Anyway, we're rolling there with that. I do feel a little bit rushed because I know you and I sat the past couple of nights sitting here talking for hours and hours and hours. Yeah. But up against the clock a little bit, just because it's not officially my birthday today. But Karen, some of the people Karen invited was under the premise of being my birthday. Specifically, Fred West. We wanted to get him to come over so you could see Fred again.
Fred?
Catch up with Nick Castiglione.
Yep.
Cedar Swamp Gun and Decoys. And so anyway, that's going to happen in a little bit. So I got to keep this to about
6 o'clock, isn't it, or 5 o'clock?
4.
Oh, it's 4?
That's what I'm saying. We're up against the clock.
Okay.
But now, even actually, not that I'm responsible, but I just said, is it irresponsible of
us to try and pull this off now?
Real quick, and anyway. She helped me out, and she's got a couple things going on inside, but it'll work out. She said, don't make it over an hour. So we'll be good. But
short and sweet.
But we definitely could talk much, much longer. So
yep.
This is your second trip to, I guess, officially, you've never been to Maryland anyway before the 2 times here, right?
Never.
So this is your second trip
to
Maryland. Well, not specifically to Maryland, but traveling through Maryland, and specifically being here on Peerless Road at Pitboss World Headquarters. So we're welcome, my friend.
Salute, my friend.
Boom. What's your pour today?
Le Noir Crown.
Now you've been here. You arrived, and we're going to get into how you have arrived.
Right.
Your travels that you've taken to get here.
Yeah.
But when did you show up? Saturday afternoon.
Was it Saturday or Sunday?
No. Mr. Wall.
Yeah,
Walter
Saturday
Vesey,
afternoon. Yeah.
Walter Vesey was here on Sunday.
Yeah.
So Saturday afternoon, and today is
Tuesday.
And 3 bottles of 1.75 liter Crown Black have disappeared.
I don't know where.
I was texting Woody this morning. I didn't. That's like $180 US.
It'd be like 1.4 million Canadian down there, or up back home.
It's like we're addicted.
No, I think we just really enjoy it. We appreciate it.
And I'm going to take a little sip. Why does it taste so good? Because I've asked Karen, why does it taste so good? Why does this taste so good?
Yes.
All right. To the meat of this
podcast.
Yeah, I was going to try to say a abbreviated version of the Pitboss podcast.
Yep.
Brought to you by our very good friends at Molly's Place Sporting Goods. Fuel your adventure at Molly's. Easily found on Kennedyville, Maryland, Maryland's Upper Eastern Shore, mymollys.com, mymollys.com. Check out Molly's, where you can fuel your adventure. Then, our very good friends at Crabs to Go, crabstogo.com, easily found on Route 15, Route 589. They say Ocean City, but it's really Berlin. Awesome seafood, and Karen and I, you don't like seafood, so that we did not stop there. I wasn't sure what Walter.
I think Walter'd eat it.
I'm kind of jumping ahead of myself, but I wasn't. I know you don't, and I wasn't sure about Walter, so we did not visit Crabs to Go. Crabstogo.com. Thank you guys. Up next, it is Man's Best Kennel, which now currently with Jaxie Boys Kennel, there's like 10 of them here currently.
Yeah, that's right.
10, maybe 11 actually. 11 on site currently. But it is Man's Best Kennel. Gunner.com, Gunner Kennels. And if you don't know, I say it all the time, but the T350 is outfitted with them, and we love Gunner. Do you love Gunner?
Great setup.
All right, you didn't have to say that if you didn't.
Oh no, I'd love it. That's why I bought it.
All right. What version do you have of Gunner Kennels?
I have the blackout version.
Blackout.
Midnight black, or yeah.
Is the door black too?
Yep.
But the nameplate
is camo.
That's it. Okay. Yep. I remember looking in there, seeing some camos.
Yeah, old school mossy oak.
Yeah. We are in the outdoor studio, and it was last night right in front of me. Hey, it rained a little bit early this morning.
Yeah, I've seen that.
Yeah. I saw you when I came out. Your stuff was sitting out, but the rain had already was already done.
That's fine.
Oh, yeah. Anyway, I'm going to ramble. I'm just going to stop rambling. We appreciate everyone at Gunner, man's best kennel, gunner.com. Up next, punishing the docks and rocks from New Philadelphia, Ohio. It is Mr. Steve Hoover, Duckwater Boats, duckwaterboats.com. And you have hunted from, well, you didn't shoot from the world's largest duck boat.
But that's in the plans.
Yeah. But we did use it as transportation.
Me and Matty Wilson are committed.
All right. Sea ducks.
So we just got to get 2 or 3 more guys.
All right, Matt, did you hear that? Matt's probably not listening. But
Matty be training now. Him and Wally in Connecticut.
Yeah, but this is being recorded.
This what?
This is being recorded.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, he was listening right this very.
Oh, right. Yeah.
Like this. Would you say virtual second? Actual second? Actual moment?
I think he feels us.
All right. There we go.
Yeah.
We've been texting.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Steve Hoover, thank you very much. Punishing the docks and rocks. Duckwaterboats.com. We're kind of all doing, even if Karen was in this conversation, we're really not doing carbs. Trying not to do too many carbs.
Not too many.
Of course, the pizza last night, maybe there were some carbs in that. I don't know. But regardless, it is the ultimate outdoor oven, which I do use in the world's largest duck boat. And we just currently are not using it here at the house, but it is duckblindbistro.com. The ultimate outdoor oven. Everyone at Duck Blind Bistro, we thank you very much. Turtlebox Audio. I still say their tagline should be the ultimate Bluetooth speaker, but their tagline is live loud. So make sure you check out turtleboxaudio.com. We're going to fire one up here in a little bit when the folks starts arriving. So Turtlebox. New. And I already told you, I thought in the blue cooler. Everybody should be able to read my mind. You should be able to read my mind.
Okay.
Yeah. It's DMAX, DEEMAXX.com. We've been using the stainless steel brakes, caliper, rotor, hubs. Well, not hubs. Sorry. The caliper, rotors, and the disc brakes units on the duck boats ever since 2010. So before there was a world's largest duck boat, we were good customers at DMAX. And I brought out the cooler that has plenty of ice in it. And I really thought that Chuck just put a logo on there and like I put my logo.
But it's
on
actual
right?
cooler.
He's like, no man. He said we make these things, so you can check out the cooler too. It's a very nice cooler. I'm not just saying that. It's very efficient on the ice. We used it all when we went down south dog training. Cooper Black down into Georgia and back up. And currently there's a bunch of ice sitting over there right now. It has wheels on it. It's 40 quarts. Has a big T handle that pulls up and is retractable. And rope handles on the side. So. But check them out. Check DMAX, DEEMAXX.com for their stainless. You don't have to get the stainless, but their disc brake packages. Lastly, but not least, and well, actually, there's 2 more I want to say, so they are not last. But the HuntProof app, huntproof.app. Check them out. It's what I've been using to map our marks for the dogs. So they actually have a waterfowl version, or not waterfowl version. They have a waterfowl section. So you can log all your waterfowl hunts. They have a turkey section. You can log your turkey hunts, and they have the canine retriever section. So we've been using that. So we appreciate everyone at huntproof.app. Now last but not least, Pitboss Waterfowl just booked 3 more days, so now we have 10 open for next year. So
that's all you have left?
That's all I have left in 2025-26. So, all right, enough of that. It is the abbreviated version, except we're probably going to freaking talk forever here still. Karen will be coming out and giving me... She won't be giving me...
It'll be 10 to 4, and I'll be running in to have a shower and get dressed.
She asked if I was going to take a shower, and I was like, my hair's wet right now. If I take a shower, my hair's not going to dry.
Beautiful mane.
Well, thank you.
Beautiful hair.
Paulie, how did you get here? And I'll shut up. Seriously.
Well, with the obvious support of my beautiful wife to do a bucket list trip. So the first week I was in Bruce, Mississippi at Coolwater Farms at Kevin Sheff, the retriever coach's boot camp, spring boot camp. And that was an awesome week. And then I moved over to Foster's, Alabama with Adam Campbell and Lauren Langevin at Hillside Kennels and spent a week with them.
The Doghouse Podcast.
The Doghouse podcast.
Yep.
And Adam's, just a fantastic guy. And so is Kevin Sheff. Just amazing dog minds. And then left there last Friday and ended up here Saturday afternoon.
When the 175 liter
started leaking.
Yeah, and when we started losing them. So.
Yeah.
But anyway, it's a pleasure to have you here. Thank you very much. And then on Sunday morning, you can tell the story.
Oh, yes, on Sunday morning, after Paulie slept in after a late evening, our dear friend Walt Vesey showed up, who was coming home from 4 months of training at Auntie Attar's winter grounds and winter camp, or whatever he calls it.
I think it's Boston, Georgia, I think, right?
In Boston. That's where all the big guys are in that area and have their training facilities there. So then we got to train Sunday afternoon with Wally, and he took off yesterday. And he's going up to Connecticut to meet Matty Wilson at Jim Papunka's kennel, and they're going to train, I think, until Sunday. And then Wally will be heading back.
Get another good weekend for him, huh?
Yeah.
What kind of training did we do on Sunday?
What did we do? Oh, we did cheating singles. Yeah, and they from the mat they look pretty straightforward, but you get down there throwing, they were way cheatier than they looked. But the dogs all did good, and they when they had to be handled or called back to the cheat, and they all did a good job.
Yeah, I was happy too. Karen got to run the pups.
Right.
And we were able to get them
in the water.
And get them across there, too.
Then we ran a good little blind there all the way across the pond. It was probably, I think it was 266, wasn't it? Over some islands, sort of keyhole a couple of trees. It was a great day. Yeah, great day.
And then yesterday, Walt followed us up as we headed north into Delaware.
Did Delaware with a field trial group. And there's 2 of those dogs were... One guy had 2 of the amateur all-age high point dogs, and another guy had one that missed by 1 point in the last couple of years. So that's a pretty high-functioning, lots of good handlers training setup yesterday.
Yeah, a couple AFC dogs there.
Yeah.
I know there was 3 non. I know there was. I won't speak. I'll speak for myself of my dogs. I know there's 3 dogs there. They were not all age dogs that got trained.
Yeah.
But definitely getting trained in that the all age. With the thought the process to go run all age stakes someday.
Definitely.
So, and then you took a little bit of a break this morning. I did go went over and met with Drew, and he brought the Bumper Boys. We just set up a triple. We had two stations were. I need to focus. 2 stations were stickmen, and I was the third station. And Coot, what the fuck? I say that quite often.
All the time.
I said I was down in South Carolina, Rhett, and he sat there. He says, "Jeff, Coot's not with us anymore."
Yeah.
And I just said Coot and kept talking. So, Scoter's been doing really well. Sunday and yesterday, and then today on that stuff. We'll say it was a battle.
Teaching.
Yeah,
it was a good training opportunity.
Well, that's just it. I could have let her get away, and she would have went and picked the marks up. But it's not. I was training, and it's not. We weren't in a trial or a test, and I wanted her to do it exactly the way it needed to be done. And so anyway, hopefully,
that's one of my biggest takeaways from whether it's this group we trained with yesterday and spending that week with Adam and Lorne and with Kevin, is that we have to let our dogs make mistakes. We got to put them in a situation, show them the way out, so they can, when they get into trouble, they can get themselves out of trouble. A lot of times we just train, let's just set this up to be successful all the time. Well, you're not doing the dog any favor, or yourself any favors, right? If they're not going to be in a situation to make mistakes.
100%. We talked about this a little bit too yesterday coming home, where yesterday's setups on Sunday was just cheating singles, so they were singles. But yesterday had the option to run them as multiple marks.
Yeah.
You could retire something. Actually, 2 of the guns you could get retired in both setups.
Both.
Yeah, both setups you could have 2 guns retired, and there's people that did run a triple with both retired. But to me, that's kind of, and again, everybody trains differently, and they know their dogs and where their dogs are at. But to me, they were actually more like testing, trialing, if you will, versus teaching.
Yep.
So I've especially with Scooter.
And some of those dogs had a lot of teaching.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah.
Trying to sharpen them up on that concept, right? Because what we figured out last night? How many kilometers did the dogs run yesterday?
I'm going to say it was, I think I was at 6,300 yards.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yesterday.
Because I think you said something like, it was like 3 kilometers or something like that. Yeah, it was a lot.
That's why I didn't go today. Jaxie, the injury he had last year sort of maybe flared up, or a little arthritis or something. He was limping a bit here last night. So,
well, I mean, plus 2, the reality is you left snow and went to 80-degree weather, right? Within a no adjustment period at all, right?
At all.
Yeah.
And that heat in the south, holy dying shit. That's a different, 30 is different. 30 in Alabama or Mississippi isn't 30 in PEI.
So everybody, you're talking Celsius.
Celsius.
Yeah, okay. I'm just so.
Yeah.
Yeah. If you say I know you enough that I did not convert it. I did not convert it, but I know you were talking warm. Yeah. 30 degrees warm.
Just a different heat.
Yeah, not 30 degrees. Or 2 degrees below freezing.
Yeah.
In Fahrenheit there. So, what was your? Okay, Kevin Chef. What were some highlights? Or I want to ask you what was the biggest thing you took away from, but I know you're taking a lot of things away from Chef.
Taking a lot, yeah. And I
can't say the one thing.
Pages and pages and pages of notes I got to sort of sit down and go through. But 2 biggest takeaways from Kevin is like how bad of a handler most people are in communicating to the dog.
So it's not the dog's fault.
It's not the dog's fault. Randy Bone. and just these guys, and Adam and Lorna are the same. Like they can read the dog, watch their tail, watch their head. But the biggest takeaway is communicating with your dog and you being better and where you stand beside them and how you move them. And like he said to me, he goes, you need to stand up taller. He goes, because when you start leaning over, you're actually pushing the dog. Mm-hmm. Right? And so that, for me, it's something, I worked on it all week there, and I worked on it all week with Lauren. And then I worked on it yesterday, just making sure, right? I sort of fell off the wagon a little bit. You caught me rushing on the blind, right? Sundays, rushing my cast.
Yeah, just observation.
Yeah. But, that's what friends do, right? Hey, slow down. And I had sort of fell back into that trap, right? But like these guys, like they look at dogs and they'll say, like we did something one day and Kevin goes, we're going to do this right quick first thing in the morning. Here's how this dog's going to react after a day. And it was just like bang. And everybody's just sort of looking at each other, right? And the, and that whole thing, especially that seminar, like Rex Carr taught all those guys, especially that Dave Roram one on Adam's podcast.
Okay.
Like he goes, I made a living off of watching heads and tails, and they're in the dog, like they just know dogs, they know dog behavior, and but there's so many takeaways, like from Adam and Lauren, and even yesterday back home we have an unbelievable group and tons of talented dogs. We ain't pushing them near hard, and we're training way too light, and we're gonna have to change that if now that we got these opportunities at home with 4 amateurs every summer and real 0 pro involvement, right? Like you're not having pro trained amateurs there and different things like that. So we gotta push, and all the dogs will do it, right? They'll do it. Like I've seen Jaxie's progression here from Adam and Lauren to here to yesterday. He fell to factor on the first mark on that long 300 and 49 or whatever the hell it was, right?
It was up the hill.
But they did it because they had
the. It was not. I wasn't a hill. It was.
But they had 3 white stakes on the other, just to the left of it, and a lot of dogs went over there, right? But
yes.
Self-corrected and
so maybe to help people think this out. There's a newer development on the backside of the property. There's on the training property. There's a big sand mound, and I'm not really sure which the PVC pipe is which side it's on. But there
was 3 of them, 2 right next to each other, and another one that drug was probably half the dogs over there to, hey, what's over here?
Which is on the backside of the gun, and we're looking up the incline. It was to the left of the gun. Yep.
Yeah, but Jackson went out and stepped on the other 2 marks, especially that third one that. You had to run the side hill all the way out if you were going to really mark that, right? And a lot of dogs fell down through the ditch and come out the backside and marked it of the ditch, and so it was a good day. It was a good day. He stayed on the right side for actually too much to the right side. He probably missed it by 5 yards, but checked down and come back around. So that setup, those 2 setups we did at home, we wouldn't do anything that big.
Really.
Right, rarely, and if we want to run field trials, because everybody's basically got all the great dogs in our club are already qualified all age. They're already master hunters. So this new avenue for them, and then the other biggest takeaway is gunner help. These guys, they read the dog coming out. Is he breaking down? Throw another bumper. Right? Or a fake throw. And I shared that video this morning of Jaxie doing the Y drill at Camp Alex Washburn's drill. And, Kevin said it's crucial that the person throwing that knows when to help the dog. Mm-hmm. Right? And, that gunner help and stuff, they're like pro throwers in that regard compared to sort of amateurs and hunt test people, right? And but there's just so many takeaways. It was just a bucket list opportunity, and thanks to my beautiful wife Stacy, who I can't wait to see. Hopefully I can get 18 hours in tomorrow, or 17, or whatever the hell it is. And hopefully that little route you gave me bypasses the shit show of New Jersey, New York, Massachusetts, Connecticut that I get stuck in on the way down. And like we talked about the last couple of nights, it's time to do this stuff, right?
Get order every day.
Every day. Do the things because, one of us may not be here, right, at our age. So no, just a great learning experience. I can't wait there's just so much information, right? I got to sort of disseminate that and get home and look at it. But I feel myself when I go to the line now, even looking at those pictures you took, how I was moving them, marking guns and how I move with them and how I'm standing up straighter and just taking my time and it was, and then obviously to get to be pampered by you guys here and taken care of and to see us again and because we didn't know if we were going to see you still don't know, right? If you're going to the Master National or you're just going to focus on field trials.
I don't know.
So that was the other opportunity why I wanted to stop by, because, if you weren't going to come up this year, then, we weren't going to get to see you this fall.
In amongst, Karen says I'm not manic, but sometimes I feel manicky. Going from jumping to this to that to the other, and in amongst all this, we already had it in my mind, we could go up and run the PEI hunt test, late August, and then we could hang out and do, shoot a couple geese September 1st.
Yep.
And, But
then come home and you guys got your fall hunt test or your field trials and everything. Sort of heat back up then for you guys, right?
It will. It will in September. I have to judge amateur in New Jersey on the 12th of September. But I mean, if we go to Giddings, Texas, we'll kind of be in that mode. So I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't know what we're really.
It'll all play out.
Yeah, there's a big old skink is coming out.
Where is it?
He's under the post against.
Oh, is he?
See, can you look under? See it?
Oh, yeah.
It's just coming out. We've got a really nice. First off, they were just blue-tailed skinks, and then I did do some Googling and looked around online. There, he's actually coming out really. He's coming out really nice.
Oh, yeah.
Sometimes the dogs will get them, and their tails fall off. and sits there and wiggles on the ground like a worm, and then
they take off.
Yeah, it's like a
really,
defense that their tail falls off, sits there, and just goes off.
Jackson won't go. Jackson's asleep here behind me, but Jackson won't go. He picked up a toad when he was younger, and I guess the toad has some, and his fucking tongue swelled right up. Right, and now he sees them. He just doesn't even pay attention to them. He goes, "Yeah, I learned my lessons there."
Skink. The two skinks that are native here to Maryland are the blue-tailed skink and the broad-head skink. And I think there was one out front this morning. I don't.
What about? Are they related to cougar skanks?
I don't know about that. I'm talking skink, not skank, skink. You're talking about heads and tails. I'll change the subject. Because I think I just felt Karen. I just think I felt Karen smack me. So reading heads and tails. So on the water blind, we're up on the berm. I think all total it was 270-ish.
The one we ran Sunday with Wally.
No, the one I ran this morning.
Oh, right.
One I ran this morning, and ran past one of the stickmen were still there where one of the marks are, and you had a good. So you're a little bit of an entry. Good swim. Now you're on a big piece of land, and you have to catch this little piece of water before you get back and run back up the berm.
Yeah.
So I guess Scoter being, almost said coot, Scoter being at 26 months old, I struggle with, and I did a momentum drill before Drew was even there this morning, right? But I struggle with momentum, breaking down her momentum, and or affecting her confidence. So anyway,
she's got great momentum.
Well,
like you're doing all this, long stuff all the time, and to me, she's got great momentum. She goes hard all the way out.
Well, thank you.
I don't think her breaking down or giving into a factor is a momentum issue. I think she's just young, and like all dogs, they're just, okay, well, I fell off the side here. Oh, I'm going to cheat this corner. Oh, I'm going to do whatever, right? Like, she's, she's running long and straight, right?
She took a good overcast in the water to correct herself. So the line, nobody can know this. You didn't know. Actually, I showed you a picture. But anyway, the line to the blind, you had to be to the right of the very close to the stick man was the line, and you needed to be to the right. So in the water, I corrected her. I didn't correct her. Cast her, and blew and cast, and got her in a good direction. She gets out on land, and she's running hard, but she's gonna be on the left side of the gun. Okay, here, do I let her keep that momentum up, or do I direct her to where the line is? If it's a trial or a test, yes, I really do have to get her on the right side. But anyway, long story short, blew the whistle, cast her again, and she's rolling, and it was probably a good 100 yards. 75 yard run, a strip of ground to go across. And about halfway, heads and tails, tail goes up, head goes down, and she starts not bunny hopping, but definitely was not running with the authority that she had earlier. But I don't want to break her momentum down. So then, and it looks like, and this is probably the key, looks like she's going to get in the water. On the shoreline was angled. The angle would be to the left of the line, so that if she was going to cheat, she would go to the left and not get in the water. But she made a goofy turn and came angled back up the shoreline, not getting in the water. So blew the whistle, did not. She's right on the shoreline, so I didn't, no collar correction, but I did yell no.
Yeah.
And I counted out to 5. Put my right hand up, got in the water, took that the last swim 30, 40 yards, jumps out, and ran right up. There's a pole.
Yeah.
Runs right up to the orange pole and grabs the bumper. And, turned around. Drew's the only one there. I was like, so Drew, you just saw that. I said, she obviously, her momentum broke down, and she put her tail up. I said, hindsight, I wished I would have stopped her and then gave her a hard back.
Yep.
And keep going. He's like, yes. He said, but he says, when she started screwing around on the shoreline, he said, you stopped her, you yelled no, and you gave her straight up right, and she said she got in the water for you and went. He said, I think I would take that
all day long.
I would take that. Yes. Did she break down? Yes. Her tail came up, head went down, and kind of started hunting. But he said, in hindsight, he did say he would have blown there.
So, yes, sorry to interrupt you. So on that, because this happened when I was down at Adams, and we were doing long cheaty singles, like significantly longer what we did the other day. And with a stiff crosswind like we had. But now, if that happened to Lauren or Adam's dogs, and she get back in the water and did her thing, but she wanted land, she was land grabbing. When they get back, they'd walk down to the water and meet her and do a swim by for about 100 yards. Meaning, you did good, but I needed more water. And you took less water, but now you took the water and got your cast back in. They'd still do a swim by with them at the end.
So on the right hand mark, I won't go through the marks, but in the right hand mark, it was super cheaty, and I did get into that. I did get into a battle with her on that. But in this case, it wasn't that she was land grabbing; it's that she started hunting. Again, tail went up, head went down, and it wasn't that she was cheating. Again, the cheat would be that line, the line to the blind. The cheat would be when she got to that shoreline that she would have not got in and went to the left. She actually came angled,
and that's where all those geese were hanging out.
Well, yeah, there's a lot of geese there. We avoided we found 3 nests today. They're real nests.
Yeah. So
we avoided the nests, and there was ducks that jumped. So there is a lot of scent in there, and I'm not going to go off on Scoter, but like she does honor her nose on a blind. I think I think I should be more critical of that. But on a mark, I can't really. The hunt, I haven't gone through the latest disaster hunt test. Karen and I have not talked about that one yet, but the last Friday Saturday hunt test, which actually turned out to be a one-day master. And I asked Drew what the last series was. He got magic through.
Yeah.
He said the last series was you're starting to walk up to the line. And it wasn't a walk up, but you're walking up to the line, and somebody says, "Hey, shoot one of those ducks!" And the gunner out in the field goes bang. He says, "You sit the dog down," and there was a 30-yard splash in the water in front of you, and 40 off to the left. He said that was the last series.
That's it.
It was getting dark, and they wanted to get out of there.
Yeah, exactly. But remember, Troy, last year I was really frustrated at one point in Fredericton, and my good buddy Troy McKenzie called me. He goes, "Guess what?" Or text me, "Tomorrow's another day." Right? And then they go out, Jackson went out and smashed everything on Sunday and took home, one of the ribbons, right? And like that's when I went down, like another takeaway is that anybody ever decides to go with a pro for a week, and Walter was the same with Andy Attar, right? Like Kevin Sheff and you got to know Lauren. Lauren is like a Marine sergeant, right? But beats you down and brings you back up, and you got to put your pride in your pocket. Like I left boot camp after the last day, and I got a little bit of an earful when I was leaving, and because I did the exact opposite of what Kevin asked everybody to do. Right? I just went out and picking them up and rushing and not working on, moving in my line manners, and just stripped me down. And I left there and I'm like, Jesus Christ. Right? I got an hour into the drive. Kevin calls. "How you doing?" Right? And by that time I said, "Listen, that's why you're there. You're there to learn."
Yeah, 100%.
Right?
Yep.
And I had sort of stopped sulking by then, and, got beat up pretty bad. At Lauren's on some stuff, right? And it's funny because Lauren demands perfection. He trains for it because he's running opens, right? And 2 or 3 feet here or there is your ribbon, right, or a placement. And where Adam would sit in the background and go, "Yeah," I thought he's going out there. And for 2 days, we were trying to balance doing these long, cheaty singles, like swimming down the side of an island. And then they had another mark in where you got to go over 3 islands, right, to try and say, okay, you can still go across land and do this. And, but yeah, like you get better, right? You got to realize and to have, just like yesterday, or when we trained with Wally on Sunday, and you're sitting there, "Hey, Paulie, slow down, right? I get in that groove of just, right? And I was a little frustrated because remember he was looking off on it. He's lying to me, right? He'd look in, lock in, his jaw shut, and then he'd go right. He had a couple of no calls, right? Until he finally sort of got half-assed in the water and took 2 or 3 casts and then went up the pond and did what he's supposed to do. But it's great learning. I can't, every time we were out yesterday and everything, I just remembering something I was told.
Yep.
Coming to the line, so it was awesome.
My example of what Scoter did today is, I guess it's my inexperience to know the difference of, again, I just don't know. Like, I don't know how to balance that. Like, again, balance the momentum versus stopping her.
Yeah.
To get that aim. Again, turn around to Drew. He has years more experience than I do, and anyway,
he's fine with it.
It's a learning curve. So
yeah, and you do no drills, so
yep.
Doing a call back in to now, she sort of self-corrected, maybe unintentionally, and sort of came back to the edge into you a little bit, but that roar no here. How many times it happened with some of those big dogs yesterday when they were doing double retired guns, right? Some of those big dogs got recalled 2-3 times and cheating the cover. And
agreed. So I can go on a little side note story on the first mark. So the stick man that we ran the blind past was a landmark. Off the berm, go down, swim, cut across that. It was not really hip pocket, but you're halfway close.
Yeah.
And then get in this back piece of water, and basically it was a channel mark from there.
Right.
And instead of her,
I know that water.
Yeah. Instead of her cheating, what would be cheat towards the gun, when she got in, she actually went to the far side to get out and run.
Yeah.
And that let her get. And I had trouble seeing her. And Drew got on the race. Like, hey man, she's on the left shoreline. She's on the left shoreline. And then I saw her, and I just blew the whistle. No here. And she ran back and freaking dove in to get in the channel to keep going. I was like, no, here. Got her back in. I counted to 5. Then stopped her on the land, counted to 5, put my hand up, jumped in, and went straight down the channel. So she knew better.
She knew better, right? So to me, that's a great training day.
Yeah, no, it was. That's
right. And you're not going to kill her momentum.
I don't know.
I just got to train with her for 3 days now.
Yeah.
You ain't killing her momentum. Sorry, buddy.
Well, occasionally.
Unless you do something really
stupid,
crazy with the collar, or which you're not, right? So
I was going to say, if anything, I tend to be not, collar light versus collar heavy.
Right.
I like yelling.
And they all do it now. It used to be,
like
you never recall a dog. Well, you don't call them all the way back in. Right, you call them back to the point of infraction and show them, and you listen to all of them, right, and it all goes down. Like we talked about that Dave Roram thing where, it was Pat Burns and Andy Artars on. I don't know if you listened on the Doghouse. Did you listen to that one? 2-day seminar.
I listened to all of them.
Yeah, and you know what? They said the exact same just today. So she figured something out. Right, and that's the mistake we made. So I don't think you made any mistakes today. I thought it was the exact same thing, and I think that's a great learning thing. And I'd go back and theme that and do something similar tomorrow, and see if she learned.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. No, I don't think that. I do think she learned, but when we drove yesterday, I told you, hey, I'm not into did I win, but I'm definitely into that was positive.
Yeah,
and I guess you're going to tell me, well, it was positive because you got these correction in and you were training.
Yeah,
but I do feel like if I was graphing and charting, Sunday's a great day, wherever that is. Monday continued, and today, as far as performance goes, or effort was below what Sunday and Monday was.
But which day did you learn more?
Well, I hope she learned a good
today.
bit today. I hope she learned a good bit today.
Yep.
I do. Yep.
And that was my biggest, Walter's told me this, some of the other guys, you're not pushing them hard enough. You're not hard enough on them. And I'm not mean hard enough on them on a, in a bad way.
In a pressure way.
In a pressure way. Like put them in situations. Stop making them succeed all the time. Right? And I'd always do everything to succeed. Where I have to push them. Okay, we've got to try this. We struggle with this. Okay, let's really try this tomorrow. And let them figure it out, right? And I think that's where, I get too fast, too many nitpicky corrections. I think that's where that freeze comes from, which we haven't seen.
No.
Right?
I haven't seen it.
And, we haven't seen. And now I didn't have to handle him on anything yesterday, but, he had to handle on all 3 of those cheating singles. going out. Now, when I left Adam and Lauren, he was smashing stuff going out and cheating coming back. So, I got to find that balance, right? He's picking and choosing, and then it should be how much, should I, if it's just a little cheat coming back, right? You're not Mark coming back, but you're sending a message. Okay, you can do it going out, but you can do it coming back. Well, you know what's going to happen then. You're just going to fucking do it all the time.
Yep, 100%.
Right? You're sending a mixed message to the dog. You're not communicating to the dog that's okay. So, anyway, excited. Lots of stuff to work on. Awesome. Awesome. Yesterday was cool. Everybody was so welcoming and coming up and talking. And some of the guys that hunt were saying, oh, geez, I heard about PEI and goose hunting and stuff. And Frank was Frank. He's quite a character. And
he called me eccentric, I think.
Called you eccentric?
Was it eccentric? Good, you keep talking.
He's a chirper, though. He's chirping, and he's there's no favorites. He's giving everybody the gears on about anything, right? No, sketchy.
He called me sketchy. And because he was telling somebody, he's like, he's sketchy. And he says, you know what? He enjoys being sketchy. Mm-hmm. That's what he said at the end. He said, he enjoys being sketchy. That's what it was.
Yeah.
Not eccentric, sketchy. Well, I was in flip-flops, so.
True enough.
Everybody else was like dressed like it was fucking going to snow. Had their rain pants on.
Holy fuck.
Yeah,
and it was a little chilly when we got there, but I had shorts on and stuff.
Yeah.
But it warmed up good enough. But like that, you look at what we ran there, right? We ran 3 setups. We did a big land series, like a big one, right? With all different concepts, right? A side hill, throwing a hen pheasant into cover, and running literally 7 or 8 yards past that left gun, 300 yards back up to the top with the big white poles to the left behind the gunner. And then we went and ran two blinds, and I haven't got the chance to run anything real long with Jaxie, so I just did the 150 one. And and you had a side hill mark, you had 3 marks where you had to go down through a water ditch, go across water, up the shore. Just so many great setups and factors in what we did yesterday.
So, talking about, I agree with you.
Yeah.
Time out 1 second.
Uh-oh. What? Oh, checking the pulled pork. This goddamn pollen on that screen.
Yeah, man.
After you just blew it all out an hour ago. Hey, Jaxie. Hey, buddy. What you doing?
Actually, you know what I need to do too? This one. I had to turn my head sideways. The polarized glasses mess up. All right, we're good there. All right, apologies there. Sorry about that. I just needed to. What time is it?
2:55.
All right, we're good.
Yeah, we're good.
Internal is at 2:05, so we're good there.
Okay.
I had to rush that just a little bit to get it up there, but I think it'll be fine.
I only got 2 more pours today.
You only have 2 more?
I'm hitting the road at 6. I miss my wife.
I was up at 5 this morning.
Yeah, well, I slept till like 9:30. Friggin' awesome.
I told Karen. Well, maybe I shouldn't say it to the public. I told Karen I thought we went drink for drink.
Yeah, I don't know. What time did we go to bed? I took my melatonin there one time and I went to the bathroom, so it's a little foggy at the end.
Yeah, no. Oh, I told Karen I walked you around the corner to make sure you got to the camper.
Yeah. Again. That's been a few times. I've only been here twice. That's happened at least twice.
Yeah, we do have a camper in the shop just because upstairs is not finished. But all right, enough of that. What is your you brought this up a little bit. You've said, well, to me, you've brought it up a couple times.
Yeah.
Talk about the differences of property from Mississippi to Alabama to Maryland to PEI. The differences in the property,
Like,
or specifically water.
yeah, like, how many do you have here? Like, you have 2 professionally built retriever training facilities within an hour of you, right?
Well,
Tech ponds
One's 12 minutes, and the other
is an hour.
Yeah, actually, then there's another one, another hour,
Right.
in a different direction,
Right?
An hour.
And you go to Cool Water Farms. She has 600 acres, right? Alex is an amazing lady, right? How many? She's has a national amateur champion and tons of, field champions. But she has 600 acres, and it's other than about 10 acres when you drive in, wouldn't even be 10 acres, like 5 acres for her horses. It's all for retriever training.
Nice.
Right? And then you go to, I think there's 19 ponds or 18 ponds on 600 acres that you can do anything. And then you go over to Alabama, to Adams, and he's got his own, beautiful property. You can run hundreds of yards into the water and, tech water and his neighbor, Steve, I think it's Steve, we went over there. He's got tech. He's an old retriever trainer. He doesn't have dogs anymore, but they go there. There's another pond he didn't even make it to. You go there, and then you come up here and see this, and it's going, you go to PEI, we just got pond. We got no water to do this stuff.
Like literally, you just have a pond.
We just have ponds.
Yeah.
And we try to get as technical on them as we can. But, there's no, like Eric Butler, you can do a little bit of long runs into the water, but you got like 2 places. Right? And there's no technical
for those don't
shit going to once you get to the pond, it's just a pond.
Well, I was going to say, for those who don't know, Eric Butler is a pond.
It's a pond in PEI named after Dave Butler's dad, who has passed away. And but we train there. We got Walter's property. He's got a great little tech pond, but it's a little tech pond. You can't do field trial stuff in it, right? And he's got a swim by pond, thankfully. So we have that to get them started, and to do blind tune-ups, and 2 or 3 times a year. But look, we got no big water. So the Retriever Club last year, as a group, we really knocked it out of the park, and we're in amazing shape financially. So we're really going to try and partner with DU and maybe the government. Like, my goal would be to have something, obviously it wouldn't be as big as where we were Sunday, but something like that somewhere, right? And there's all kinds of crown land on PEI, and
Crown Royal
will be at that land, but the crown owns the land.
Copy.
And we got to do something, right? We got to go find other water. There's all kinds of private DU ponds around, but they can't disclose to you on private land where they're at. Right. So I think we have you get 5 or 6 of us say, okay, I'm gonna Google Earth my area real good, right, to see if there's anything around that we can utilize, and go to the owner and say, hey, could we give you X amount of dollars to train here in the summer or whatever. But you see how people are. You look at the group you had yesterday and the property you had yesterday, and we just don't have that opportunity.
Gotcha.
Right? You don't have the opportunity to go hang out with an Andy Attar or Lorne or an Adam Campbell and train on that water and have that guidance and that teaching and that, and you're looking there like, I'm driving home from Alabama, and I'm going, Jaxie's doing all age stuff here. Like, we were doing so much big stuff that Kevin actually called me, because you give that dog a day off or 2 off, right? If you're going to Jeff's, good. He goes, I don't even want to take the mat out at the hotel and practice moving. Do nothing with him. And he goes, because you're doing bigger stuff than you've ever seen before. And the great part is, I'm sitting there going, I've never pushed him because he's doing it, right? So, it'll just be all great going back home and, trying to meet our goals this summer.
Yeah. So you said summer here a couple times. Just reminds me of something. I guess I knew it. And we text all the time. Texting last year.
Yeah.
Last 2 springs ago. And I'm waiting for the water to get warm enough to kind of do swim by or I'm going to revisit swim by, right?
Yeah.
And I'm like, and Karen actually brought it up to me when we left on Sunday. She's like, "Wow, man! Like your window, is like." Is it 4 months?
It wouldn't even be 4 months.
Okay. That's
like it's basically, there's 2 hunt tests in September. You know what I mean? That, unless you need a title, they tend to be pretty local and lower in numbers. Because after our hunt tests, and, which always had a qualifying, but we're going to have an amateur this year, it's done, right? Or people have gone to the Master National. It's done. So we don't get into the water. On a great year, we may be in the middle of May. Maybe. But last year, we never got anywhere close to 60 till late in the 3rd week of May.
Yeah.
And by that time, there's already been 2 hunt tests on the South Shore, in Nova Scotia.
I was going to say late May, we've already had 8 weeks or 2 months of hunt tests. Right?
Exactly. And in the water.
Trials. Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, 100%.
So all of a sudden, you're at a disadvantage getting started, and you go till the middle of August. So it's like 3.5 months max. And you have those 2 at the end if you need something for a title or a junior or a senior or a master pass. But we're at such a disadvantage. And then you got to cram everything in, and then that affects your balance on what you're doing because you're so crammed in, right? Yep. You're trying to be balanced on everything. And so, yeah, we're at a total, like I said, I think I probably said last night, I remember saying it, and I don't know if you remember, but I said, I'd come down here, next year and, take Stacy with and do a vacation for 2 weeks at the end of April just to come down and train. And Karen and Stacy can do whatever they want.
Well, you did say last night, you're when you go home now, like you're going to kind of have to wait just a little bit, right?
Well, I'm going to get home on the 23rd or 4th. I may be close to a month before I get back in the water.
That's what I mean. Like whatever you learned or not learned, whatever progress you had made kind of gets stalled. Mm-hmm. I won't say retarded, but gets stalled.
Yeah.
Or slowed down because you're going to wait a while before you're going to do it.
And that's the juggle we got to do, right? But now you can still do certain concepts. You can down the shore, you can do, an inline.
Yep.
You're still teaching the same concept, right? And you got to teach it on land, and we can do the bigger stuff and get dialed in, communicating with the dog and but yeah, and like I'm thinking maybe Cape Breton, I'd be comfortable going. You know what I mean?
Yep.
And without being in the water, because there's an amateur there, and I haven't been to Cape Breton yet, and they have a great group of people there, and the hunts are there, and just great people, and it'd be great to see them, and great to see Cape Breton. I haven't been there since playing senior fast pitch in 1988, right? And almost 40 years ago. So it'd be great, that'd be a great trip for me and Stacy to go over and and knock off a couple of master passes, run an amateur, whatever, right? But I think I get home, my goal would be train big. Mm-hmm. Dial it in maybe a little bit, for the hunt test stuff, do some more hunt testy stuff 2 or 3 days out, and go and try and, because we talked, my goal is for him to finish his grand this year. That's Coder.
That's Rye.
That's Rye.
Yeah, that's Rye.
That's Mummy's girl. Hi, Karen. And, and then I just want to run field trials for the rest of the summer. Right? So, stop barking.
It's all good.
Yeah.
Anything you want to add? I feel like I'm up against the clock.
Yeah, we probably are. It's a little after 3 o'clock.
Yeah, I'm up against
it. I just, as usual, buddy, appreciate the hospitality. Really appreciate and grateful for our friendship we've developed, and grateful for, we talk more now about retrievers than we talk about hunting. Right?
That is true.
Love it. Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Right? Like we, you might say, oh, yeah, I'm booked up next year. Or go shoot geese. Yeah, whatever. Yeah, what about that blind today? Right? And so, yeah, I want to get, like Dave Rorm said, Dave Rorm had that conversation with Rex Carr, and Rex told him, no, I'm retired. I'm not training any more trainers or whatever. And he just happened to look at the field trial news, and Dave was on it. And he goes, you just won the national, you just won the national in Canada. Why do you want to come see me? He goes, I think I can be better. And that's Dave Rorm. Right? And you look at Kevin Sheff, he goes to Pat Burns seminars because he wants to learn something, or Andy Attar seminars, right? Like and that's where I think a lot of retriever trainers, whether you follow Evan Graham's or Mike Lardy's or Bill Hillman or whatever, you just get so focused in not wanting to learn. These guys are learning every day from each other.
Yeah.
Right? Every day. So I think if you're not willing to learn, you're just going to be mediocre. You get the job done one day and, shit the bed for 3 days. And if you're not willing to learn, you're not going to know how to get out of trouble, little things to fix, whatever. So this has just been an awesome 3 weeks. And like I said, I'm so grateful for Stacy to allow me and Jaxie to go do that. Not allow. She's 100% supports us.
Support, I was going to say, support you.
100%
Right? Yeah.
supports us doing this. And but it's time to go home now. It's time to get home. And I don't know how Wally does it. And that's so regimented at Andy's, right? That's like 5 days a week. You miss a day, it's 6 days a week. And evenings, like it's 12, 14-hour days. I don't know how he does it. I'm exhausted now after 3 weeks. I get nothing left. I couldn't give a shit if I walked up to the mat for the night. Now I'll want to go train probably by 12 o'clock tomorrow or 5 o'clock tomorrow after driving for 10 hours or 12 hours. But and he needs a little break too. Look at him.
I do. My biggest thing is with training, it just takes away from me being productive at other things I need to get done. Because it eats you up. It's a commitment to train.
Yeah.
And it does.
It's a daily deal, almost, basically, right?
Hey, real quick, not to sidestep that, but, and I do want to end this, but how can somebody find you, follow along with you, or Jaxie Boy is available for stud?
He is available for stud.
How can somebody find out more information?
They can Sweet Paulie 66 on Instagram, or just Paulie MacKinnon on Facebook. I am on X, but never there, so I wouldn't go there. And my, I can send off everything, my email, whatever, if people are interested. We already have 2 people that are looking in May, June. And we're possibly looking at, one of probably the best female Chesapeake in the country in Canada. I don't even know of any others. Leroy Mulrooney's Beretta. We're possibly, looking back at maybe breeding these 2 next year, which would be a fantastic breeding. She's not only she's stunningly talented, I think she's got an amateur placement. She's qualified all age. Grandmaster Hunter, Master National pass last year, but she is a stunning specimen of the dog. Sometimes females aren't as, they just sort of talk male. Like she's the same way. These 2 together, because Jack's a good-looking dog, and these 2 together would throw some serious puppies.
Nice.
So anyway, it's been discussed. Nothing's concrete or whatever. It's just chats here and there. But yeah, he's available. And to be honest, I've been told by a couple of people my price too. I don't give a shit. Then don't breed to me, right? You want to breed to him? Breed to him. He's got a serious pedigree from one of the top Chesapeake kennels in North America, Mario Beauregard's Norday Chesapeakes. Don't breed to him then. And my only goal is to have his son. So I don't really care. Those 5 breedings I have now frozen, they can sit there until I'm ready to breed, right? So.
All right, Paul, we just hit officially
30 minutes.
Hour and 6 seconds. So
really?
End it. Yep. Thank you. I appreciate your friendship. I'm glad that you're here.
Happy 60th, my friend.
I don't know.
You're a young, striking 60th.
Well, you're very kind. I won't go off on a tangent, but I did think today, I guess when I was younger, I thought when somebody's in their 60s or getting ready to retire and they don't do anything, sit around, watch TV, whatever. And, after dog training today, walking here, walking there, doing this, doing that, my lower back's not the best, but I'm feeling good right now. But I think that where I'm trying to go with this is that possibly dogs will help keep me younger.
No question.
Keep me active.
Look at Lauren Landsman, 81 this year. He's professionally training 9 dogs, right? And he's down there. So Adam had 22 or 3 on his truck that he's working. He's got like 60 dogs in the kennel, but he's got a whole bunch of young dogs that are going through basics. Mm-hmm. Lauren's running his own dogs, shuffling dogs, taking the whole blind for Adam. He's 81. And he said the exact same thing. If I quit, I don't know what I'm going to do. Yeah. Right? He's talking about, I got to go back to the gym. He goes, my legs are getting sore. I go, what do you do? I get back to Canada. I go to the gym 3-4 days a week and just work on my legs.
Well, more power to him, man.
No question.
I can definitely appreciate.
Yeah, I couldn't keep up to him. Yeah. Me and Adam are like, holy fuck! Look at this fucking guy is relentless, right?
All right, people are here, possibly within 60 minutes. So I am definitely ending this.
I got to shower up and put some fucking pretty clothes on.
Well, I'm not taking a shower.
I am. Thanks, brother.
Yep, enjoy. Thank you, Paulie. Please come back. Salute.
Jimmy.